Hi there, Jill Hope here. I am back on a Tough Love Tuesday, and I've got a topic for you today that affects every single person, whether you're a mompreneur and you're building a business or you're just working on some dream, some goal that you have. We're going to talk about this today, and I've got a really easy way to manage it. But first, before we get started, make sure that you click the subscribe button if you're not already subscribed. Hit that notification bell so you get notified when I have brand new videos out. And make sure to like and share this video if you think it can help someone else. All right, so what is this thing I'm talking about? I'm talking about obstacles. Obstacles. There is not a person on this planet that's had a goal and worked towards it that didn't run into obstacles. Like there's no way that we can move forward and do something we've never done before, create something we've never created before without coming up upon the occasional obstacle or two or five or 10, right? And this is so important because hitting up upon obstacles is the primary reason why people quit. They get to a point where there's an obstacle that just seems insurmountable and they just can't get themselves around this obstacle in order to keep moving towards the goal. So instead, we settle, we tell ourselves all the reasons why we really don't need that goal, why it's not that important, why we're happy with what we have, and we just keep our lives small because of these obstacles. So what exactly is an obstacle? When I say obstacle, what specifically am I referring to? There's a lot of things that we might not necessarily connect with that is actually an obstacle. Like we don't realize certain things are obstacles. For example, an obstacle can be a limiting perception, depending on how you perceive a situation. That in and of itself can be the obstacle. It can be a fear that you have, a deep-seated fear about something. That could actually be the obstacle that stops you. Maybe it's a self-doubt. Maybe you don't think that you're worth having this dream that you so desire. Maybe there's something deep down inside where you don't think you measure up or you're not good enough to have it. There might be a lack of trust, either in yourself or in the universe, to support you as you move towards the obstacle. There might be a lack of belief or expectation that you can actually do it. And it can be something more tangible, like a lack of money or a troubling circumstance that shows up, or a situation that takes your focus off of your vision. I really became aware of this issue of obstacles and the answer or the key to getting past the obstacle when I was on a whitewater rafting trip in Colorado, and I was with my family. And we were spending about a week out that way. And we were on this trip. It was just a day trip. And I'll never forget, it was so enlightening. We had gotten in our boat with our guide. And this particular guide he had some kind of an injury. And so he wasn't going to be able to do any of the hard work of the paddling and kind of steering work that really is required when you're on a whitewater rafting trip. So he was telling us that, and we were just on a boat with three of us, and he was telling us that you guys are going to need to do all the work. Like, I'm here to guide you, but you're going to need to do the work because of my injury. So, and I was afraid to go on this trip to begin with. I didn't want to go, but my husband and son thought this was going to be so much fun. So I'm going along, I'm playing along, I'm being a good sport, but I was a little terrified, honestly. And so we're on this trip, and the water was really low. They had low water levels that whole year. And specifically at the time of year that we went, the water level was pretty low. So that kind of helped calm my nerves a little bit. But we got to this point in the river where the guide said, okay, now we're coming up to this place in the river where people either flip or they make it. And it's kind of 50-50 depending on how you handle yourself through going through this pass. And so what he told us is you're going to see a huge boulder in our path, in the way, and then kind of a narrow path around it to get past and keep going. And he said, the reason why so many people flip at this point in the river is because they're looking at the boulder and they're trying to avoid the boulder. He said, whatever you do, do not look at that boulder. If you look at it, we're going to flip. He said, instead, keep all of your focus on the path that we want to go through. He said, it's really the only way to make sure that we can get past this obstacle without flipping this boulder. So I'm like, okay, guys, like we can do this. And this is what I'm thinking in my mind, like, let's do it. And I completely ignored the boulder. Sure, I knew it was there, but I didn't give any energy to it. I didn't give any attention to it. 100% of my focus went on, we're going through this narrow path. We're going around it. And we made it. We made it with flying colors. And afterwards, I was thinking about this, and I'm like, this is such a metaphor for life and what it is to achieve goals. So many people, they look at the boulder. They're staring at the obstacle. They're talking about how are we going to deal with this obstacle. They're giving the obstacle so much energy instead of really keeping their focus on the vision and seeing past the obstacle, seeing beyond the obstacle to the path, the diversion that will get them to their goal. The obstacle can't stop you unless you let it stop you, right? Unless you agree that it's there and it's going to stop you. That's the only way it can stop you, any obstacle. If you keep your focus on your vision, no matter what, there's always a path around, through, over, below, whatever you have to do. There's always a path to get there. But that's not what most people do. Most people, when they're working towards a goal in life, they'll come upon an obstacle and they'll start to talk about the obstacle with their friends or with a coworker, or they'll bring the obstacle to their coach. They'll be upset about the obstacle. They'll complain about the obstacle. They'll blame the obstacle for once again stopping them. They'll blame their parents for the fact that the obstacle is there because of something that their parents conditioned them to think or believe. They'll spend lots of time and money in therapy trying to get rid of this obstacle, or trying to get rid of the fact that obstacles always get in your way. And the fact of the matter is, there is always going to be an obstacle. I guarantee you, if you're doing something you've never done before, if you're trying to grow to a new level, you're going to hit upon obstacles. You absolutely will. The key with getting past it and still hitting your goal is not focusing on it, not giving it a ton of energy, and literally looking past the obstacle, just like we did on the river. Think about a GPS in a car. When you program your destination into your GPS, that GPS is going to give you all the steps to get there. But sometimes, I know I've done this multiple times, is we take a wrong turn. You know, we think they meant here and the turn was up there, right? I do that a lot. And so we make a wrong turn. Well, so that's an obstacle now. Now I'm on a path that is not the path that's supposed to take me where I want to go. So that is an obstacle, right? Now I could sit there and I could get really upset, and my GPS could start like hounding me because why did you make that turn? And that was the wrong turn. And now, you're off the path and now it's going to take you longer, whatever, right? But that's not what the GPS does. The GPS just says, turn around, make a right here, make a left here, and it puts you back on your path. No drama, no issue. It doesn't throw the GPS off. It's programmed to go to the goal, to go to the destination. And it will find a new path to get you there if you make a wrong turn. And it is exactly the same way with the obstacles on the path to what you want. There's always a diversion that you can make. There's always another path that you can take. There are numerous paths to get to your goal. And in fact, it's not even your job to know what the path is. Your job is to do what is in front of you, what you know that you can do, what you are inspired to step into to move you closer to your goal. When you follow your desire, when you follow the inspiration, those are the steps. That is the how. It's saying yes, simply saying yes to those steps and moving forward. And when the obstacles show up, that is just par for the course. It is par for the course. So rather than getting upset about it or thinking that there's something wrong with you because it's happening, or spending a lot of time and energy talking about this obstacle, you simply want to call forth into your mind and into your heart your endpoint, your destination, your goal, and get recommitted to your goal. And know there is a path around this obstacle. There is a way through this, and I'm going to find it. And when you put your mind there in that place of possibility, that's when the next inspired action will come to you. The next step that you need to do. You don't have to try to figure it out in your brain. Let the inspiration come, and it always does when you're in that place of possibility and you're not focusing on the obstacles. You're staying with the vision. So I hope that's helpful for today. If you're struggling with obstacles on your path to getting where you want to go, keeping this in mind can really help you. And if you are committed to hitting your goals in 2023, if you want to make more money, if you want to live that vision that you've got, that beautiful vision in your mind and heart, and you're struggling, you're kind of stagnant when it comes to starting to see results and momentum, then let's talk in a Make More Money Now clarity call. I've got a few sessions left for the remainder of the year. It's really simple to get one. Just go down below and look at the link there, or just type in iShineKids.com/moneyclarity.html. That's iShineKids.com/moneyclarity.html. All the instructions are on the page for how to set up an appointment with me. This is completely complimentary. I'm here to help as many mompreneurs as I can to hit their goals and make their dreams happen in 2023. So if you want to have a conversation with me so that you can get yourself really focused on your vision and build up your momentum so that you can go forward and live that dream life that you've got in your mind and in your heart, then let's talk. Well, all right. Well, that's what I have for you today, ladies. Have a wonderful Tuesday. Keep your mind and your heart and your focus on your vision, no matter what obstacles come up. You can do this. You've got this. And I'm cheering you all the way. Bye for now.